Had a lot of people this weekend ask me about Ukraine. Why does it matter? What should we do about it? Why do we care? Well, first of all, why it matters is because Beijing and Moscow are making an argument that they want a new world order. A world order in where big, powerful countries like them get to dominate their region, and their countries that are neighboring them are basically underneath them, have to be under their power and control. And further into that argument, Vladimir Putin has decided he needs to take Ukraine, and he's prepared to do it by military force and by invasion. And we need to respond to that. If there isn't real consequences for doing that, then that would be admitting that this is okay, that this is the world we're going to live in, and it will lead to more places like that. Now, that response is not going to be military force. We are not and should not send American soldiers to Ukraine to fight Russia in a war. That's not what we're talking about. But there has to be real consequences. Now, the second part of the problem is that this is a very dangerous situation because it could rapidly escalate in ways that could lead to catastrophe. Right now, as I speak, Russia's conducting the largest military exercise since the end of the Cold War. They've mobilized their army, their navy, their air force, even their nuclear forces, and they're deploying them for live fire exercises in the Baltic Sea, in the Black Sea, in the Mediterranean, in neighboring Romania and Poland, and also Lithuania, and of course across the borders of Ukraine. And it is with that heightened alert that then NATO has to go on heightened alert, because you can't have a Russian mobilization on one side and not at least take some precautions. And it's in that tense environment that Putin's going to go in and conduct not live exercises, but a real invasion. So right there, the possibility of miscalculation exists, that one side thinks that the move the other side is making is an attack, and suddenly you have war. But what we know will happen is that the minute he invades, Russia's economy is going to get hit with sanctions. Crippling sanctions, and Putin will respond, probably with cyber attacks, let's say against our banks and our own economy. We would respond to that with our own cyber attack, and back and forth it goes, and the escalation would continue until, in a very dangerous way, one of the two sides concludes that the next move left in the escalatory chain is a military move, and then we're on the edge of war. And so even as we impose crippling sanctions and consequences for an invasion, we cannot allow this to escalate and become something far more dangerous and catastrophic.